Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Righteous Force, 10th Man, Ranty Flat Earth, Paul Hall, Flatzoid, Chocolate Saying, and Brian's Logic. I think I've covered everybody in the G Plus panel. Hello, welcome one and all.
Hello, hello.
Everything's good morning.
Afternoon, Nath.
Good morning.
Also got a fair few people in Discord, so hello to everyone on the Discord panel. Good to have you.
Hello, Nathan. Nice to be here.
Good to have you, Globosexual. Hello to everyone else. Any signs of Earth curvature?
Hello, Nathan.
Not from Fountain Valley.
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead. Tell us
There's
all about
plenty. What do you mean by signs, though?
it. Not a self-explanatory
What
question.
do you mean by signs?
You need me to paraphrase the question, any signs of Earth curvature? That needs paraphrasing for you. Really?
Do you mean evidence, perhaps?
Evidence would be proof, so whatever you've got, mate. What have you got?
What about photographic proof?
Don't need to qualify it, just tell us what you've got. Don't check every stage whether or not photographic proof of Earth curvature. What have you got?
Well, photographic proof, there's plenty of photographic proof on, on the internet. There's heaps. There's like heaps of high altitude sort of footage and photographs of the Earth as a sphere.
So, sorry, you said high altitude.
We've all seen it.
You can't get to see the Earth
To
as a sphere
deny
from
it.
You can't get to see the Earth as a sphere
Eh?
from a high altitude balloon.
I didn't say it was a balloon.
You said that high altitude, then you said Earth as a sphere. Well, those two things don't happen. So are you just mistaken?
No, I said that photographs and footage taken from high altitude. I didn't say where they were taken from. I didn't mention any balloons.
So high
I
altitude.
mean, they could be taken from balloons, but I don't know.
I've just said you can't get a picture of the Earth as a sphere from a high altitude balloon.
How do you know that? Have you been up on a high altitude balloon?
In loads of high altitude. Sorry, why are we arguing this? What have you got? Have you got a picture from a high altitude balloon that shows Earth as a sphere? Can you show it me?
Not at the moment, but I mean, like I said, but I didn't say it was from a high altitude balloon. I said it might be.
Might be.
What
have you got? I've asked you 4 times. You're getting tedious, mate.
Balloon.
I've asked you what you've got. Don't tell me what I can go and find. Just listen to me. Don't tell me what I can go out and find or what you claim is available. Show us what you actually have.
I can show you a sign of curvature, Nath.
Brilliant.
Do you have anything that demonstrates Earth curvature?
Well, do I really have to search for a picture? I mean,
it's your
have we not all
claim.
seen-
I'm asking for signs, and you're saying what? You really want me to go and actually give you something I claim is Earth curvature? No, you can just shut up. If you've got nothing, shut up.
Right, that's mean.
Is that it? That's your evidence of Earth curve? Go out and Google it. Prove my
Well, I
claim for
suppose
me.
it's not evidence now, is it? Because according to
You haven't
you,
given
it's
us
not.
anything. Are you dumb? You haven't given us anything.
You're
I'll
hardly
search
able
for
to
a
give us
picture
a
and I'll post
coherent
it then.
sentence.
Let's see. Alright, let's see.
Is this going to take long? I thought you got this covered. I thought you were ready to challenge us. What do you mean you'll go away and do something? This is the first question.
Well, while I search
Only
for a
7 more
photograph,
after
carry
this,
on.
buddy,
Next
so no
question
pressure.
then.
No offense, Nathan, but this guy sounds absolutely wasted.
I don't want to move
I'm
on.
not
He said he's
wasting,
got
I'm
a
just
claim.
tired.
He's just on his way to get it, apparently.
Why don't you come back when you're not tired and debate with full energy then, and
I don't
have
want to
your
make that assumption.
evidence ready to
No,
show?
hold on. Is this going to take long?
Not an
Whatever it is you're
assumption.
doing.
Well, let's see. Let's see. What's this?
Did anybody understand that?
Alright, okay, first one.
Wait. Is this the same guy that was in 24/7 telling me how he was ready to come here and destroy us and hand us our asses? This is the same guy?
I never said that.
Bro.
You
You're
never
always
said
putting
that.
words in my mouth, chocolate. Jeez, right.
Okay, right. I'm happy to move
Bro.
on. Fine. No worries. Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety, Ranty?
Oh,
What is going on?
I don't know, but it's funny. It's making me laugh. It's infectious. Right, let's move on. Any evidence?
Oh my God.
Any evidence of the distance to the sun? Go on, try and control yourselves. We'll get through housekeeping quickly. Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
I think we should just laugh through all of housekeeping
no.
questions.
What's going on? I thought somebody was... Is it just been chocolate? What's going on, mate? You gave a big intro for this. What's going on?
I don't know, bro. The guy came in, he said, I'm ready to take on Nathan and you guys suck, all of this crap. So I'm like, okay, I'll set it up for you. And yeah,
Well, questions
there you go.
I don't have an answer to these questions because I don't have evidence for the distance to the sun. I'm just, you know, it's
Dude,
just common
speak
knowledge that,
coherently. I can't
that
even
it's
understand what you're
93
saying.
million miles away. You know what I mean? Like,
Common knowledge. But we look for evidence. We want evidence of it as opposed to just the common knowledge,
well,
which is wrong.
like I said, that's why I was quiet because I can't answer this question. I don't have evidence, so that's why that's why I didn't say anything.
Doesn't that concern you? You're a globehead, right?
So why
Man, he's crushing it, all right.
why were you so avid on coming on here and telling me how you wanted to come here and do whatever it is that you wanted to do? But now you're like, I have no evidence, so I'm just going to be quiet. Why'd you waste my damn time?
Well, I wasn't on the other server saying that I had evidence. I was there asking you questions. I was asking the flat earthers questions to see if they had evidence for their claims. Do you know what I mean? If they had scientific evidence.
There's no claim. The Earth is
I don't
obviously
come. I
unobservably
never came
flat.
on
The
the
claim is
certain
that we
that
live
I
on a
had
ball,
scientific
right?
evidence because you can't
The
have
claim
it.
is we live on a
You know,
ball,
you can
but you
only
just said
make
we don't have any
observations.
evidence
You
for that.
can't
So I
get
guess we
past
could
that
just move
first
on,
step.
right? Thanks.
What was that? Sorry, you were
Saying
sort
if
of
you haven't
like
got
talking while I was
evidence,
talking.
let's just move on. If you haven't got anything, then
Well, yeah,
okay.
like I said, I don't have evidence. That's why I was quiet.
So why are you a globehead?
So he's sort of cutting out there. All I caught was Globehead.
Why? Why are you a globehead?
Of course. If by that you mean, do I think the Earth is a ball? Then yeah.
Hold on, I'm confused.
I don't-
Why are you a globehead? Yes. I don't understand.
Well, I don't particularly like the label globe head.
My
because my head
apologies.
is not a globe.
Okay, you're right. It is a derogatory term. I'll rephrase the question. Why would you believe in the reified model that is a heliocentric sphere Earth? Why would you believe in that?
Because we've got plenty of evidence for it, like plenty of photographic evidence.
We covered
I
that.
mean, you've got
We covered that. You
sunsets
haven't.
and
Sorry. We
whatnot.
covered,
But I mean,
guy, dude, I'm interrupting you because you were here when we were discussing the fact that they just reassert their claim. And yeah, ha ha ha. Yeah, you get to the point where they ignore the fact that in this instance, you haven't presented anything. But you're saying we've got these pictures that you haven't presented. This is you. I can't believe I'm having to educate people on how to debate. You're making a claim, you personally. So you need to back that claim. Now, by reversing the burden of proof, which is saying I can go and look it up, or appealing to consensus, which is saying that generally everyone believes this, both are logical fallacies. They're not making your point, but you're still appealing to it, even though it's been smashed. Do you understand that? These photos have been smashed already.
by who?
Did I not just say this 25 seconds ago? Number one, write this down, get a pen. You are the one making this claim that we've got pictures. Now, we, in this instance, is us here. Now, we haven't got pictures because you, the one making the claim, haven't given us any. So that's point number one. Point number two, don't know if you're writing this down. What you did was tell me to go out and look for the pictures that you claimed as your proof. That's a fallacious argument, void, logically unsound, because you are making me prove your claim. That's point number two. Point number three. You are now appealing to consensus. We are collectively just the people here, and you're appealing to this royal we of other people who you haven't provided photos to or from or given us. So you've used three logical fallacies, all of which involve these pictures. They've been debunked by me. This is now the third time. And on this third occasion, I'm speaking slower, pronouncing my words as clearly as possible, and separating out the individual debunkings that I've done on three separate occasions. Do you understand that I'd prefer at this juncture that you don't start appealing to pictures you haven't given us?
I understand what you're saying here, right? I do. That's why I said I don't really have any scientific evidence as such. But I came here to question you guys to see whether or not you guys had scientific evidence for your claims, because you were always sort of demanding it of the globe earthers. But you
Sorry.
guys don't have
You
any
were
evidence.
thoroughly misinformed,
That's
buddy.
okay. There's a reason for that. There is an assertion, a positive claim, that we live on a sphere. Now, conceded on both sides is the fact that the nature of reality that presents itself to us is flat. So both globeheads and flat earthers accept that the reality we deal with on a day-to-day basis is a flat one. So beyond that obvious and observable reality, we have a positive claim that it's not as it seems. It's actually a sphere. Now that's the positive claim, because beyond what we observe, flat reality, there is no evidence of curvature. But your assertion beyond that of us asking you to back the positive claim you believe in, and I'm asking you why you believe in it, for you to ignore all challenge to your lack of photography. We're not even being given a chance to point out why the photography that you haven't given us doesn't prove you're on a sphere. You're not even giving us that chance. You merely used fallacy and told me to go and get them. So you're getting nowhere and still haven't answered why you believe in a sphere, other than to reassert something that's been debunked on this very show.
Well, like I said, don't have evidence for it. Like, you don't have evidence for the flat Earth, so we should just move on. Because
sorry, why are you telling me?
Evidence.
Sorry, why are you now telling me I don't have any evidence when the audience is watching evidence going by as we speak? In fact, on every single show, visual proof of the obvious and observable nature of reality is presented as we have these conversations. So why on earth, when I've pointed out that you have a positive claim beyond the nature of our reality, that is that we are on a sphere, and you have no evidence to back that, you're now saying you don't have... No, it's not me getting smashed here. And yet I do have evidence. There's a whole playlist of it below the video. Have you watched any of it? One of them's labelled Flat Earth Proof. Have you watched it?
Which one?
The one labelled Flat Earth Proof. Simple.
No.
What about any of the pictures we present that are on screen? Listen, don't interrupt me. You said you... Shut up! Shut up!
How can I verify those photographs?
Shut up! You've said I don't have evidence. You're an outright liar when it's on screen for the duration of the show. I am presenting pictures. Now, you're ignoring them because you're dumb and telling us you've got pictures that consensus says prove sphericity. You haven't given us any. I'm presenting them daily and you're telling me I haven't got them as a defence. No, I have. I've got plenty of evidence of the obvious and observable flat reality. It comes my way without me even asking for it. Now, you, on the other hand, haven't presented jack. And I'm asking why on earth, when you haven't got any evidence, and when you say you have, it's merely appeal to consensus or burden of proof reversal fallacy, why you have this religious belief. And you still haven't answered. You're just telling me I haven't given you proof of my belief when I'm not making any assertions.
So you do agree it's a belief then?
You're back to talking about me. I asked you why you have this belief in the positive claim of Earth's sphericity.
I told you why, didn't I? Told you about the photographs.
So you are literally going to ignore every last word I've just said.
How am I ignoring what you said?
I've just repeated.
You haven't been able to verify that the photographs aren't real.
Excuse me. I pointed it out.
I can't verify that you photographs that you said that you post are real either.
They're on screen now. You're asking me about any photograph you like. I'm not, however, using any of these photographs in this instance to claim that Earth is flat. You, in response to my asking a question about proof of sphericity, have said you have got photos. And then in defence of that said I haven't. No, I have. I don't need to defend that shit. I'm not making a claim here while you talk through me. You are. Now, your photos, which you haven't presented, could be debunked if you'd presented them, even though you haven't, and have demanded that I do it for you, or consensus believes some shite. Yeah, those are both fallacies. So you haven't proven your point. But on 3 occasions I've pointed out how we've debunked it. I've then separated it into 3 different debunkings, 2 of which were your fallacy, and how it worked. Now, this is the 4th time I've done it. And I'm asking politely, with an exasperation for obvious reasons, it's 4 times, that you don't now appeal to photos you haven't given me, and secondarily, don't say I haven't got them because you've been proven outright to not give us a damn thing. Okay?
Don't make him cry, Nathan.
It's me getting exasperated. This dick just turns around, total wrecking of his nonsense, and say, well, you haven't got that. What, the thing we've just proven you haven't given us? What, you're going to turn around when it's on fucking screen and say, I haven't got it? What the hell? This guy's a moron. He's thick.
He's not worth all the stress.
So you're saying the fact... Hey?
He starts his sentence
So
with,
you're saying the photos that you've posted aren't your proof of your flat Earth?
So it immediately goes to something that I've not yet made a claim about. We're still discussing you and your photographs. He's ignored that completely and done precisely what I listed he did as a secondary request, that you don't now discuss something I am not claiming. You're claiming photographs. Me making no claimo. Comprende?
So
No claim being made.
What's the point of your post then?
You're
what's the point of your
being challenged. What is it? Is it starting to sink in, mate? Is that why you're talking through me? Is it starting to? Is the penny dropped? That you're the dumb fuck who said, yeah, curvature, yeah, photos, yeah, positive claim I'm making. But my defence to the fact that I haven't given anything is that you haven't given anything. Do you realise how shite that is? Go on, tell me I haven't given you what you want. Go on.
It's hard to get a word in with you, mate. Like, you're a mic hog. I understand it's your show, yeah, but, like, not trying to talk through you. Trying to listen to you.
Can I ask him a question, Nathan?
No.
No, it's his show. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, photos or do not have photos.
Hello. He's just complained and bleated that he's not getting an opportunity to speak, that it's difficult to talk, that I'm a mic hog. So we're going to get uninterrupted air with this dick telling us all about his acknowledgement about the photos he hasn't given us, the fallacies he's used, the fact that it's been pointed out 4 times, the fact that when it's pointed out, he tells me I haven't got photos. That's his defence. But apparently it's because I'm a mic hog. So everyone else can shut up. He can get unimpeded time to either acknowledge that or do what he's done twice already, which is say I haven't given him what he wants when he's made a positive claim he hasn't backed. So go ahead.
Don't know what you want, mate. I really don't. I told you I didn't have evidence, and you still carried on.
No, you said you got photos. You've appealed to them.
And then when I asked if you had evidence, then you said you told on about pictures, and you're saying that you're not making that claim.
Yeah, when I get to pointing it out again, this dumb shit doesn't shut up. No, you claimed you got photos, mate. What the hell are you babbling about? It's now, let's slow it right down, the 5th time I have explained that you A, haven't presented any photographs, B, have reversed the burden of proof and told me to get them, and C, appealed to consensus about the photographs you haven't provided that you continually, 5 occasions, have appealed to regardless of any defence. And when that's pointed out, you tell me I haven't given you photos. So, fuckwit, you have made a claim. You claimed the photos you keep appealing to.
Well, I'm not the only one that's in sole possession of these photos. Yeah, you've got access
what
to the internet. What
photos? Are you so stupid? What photos? The ones you say I haven't got on screen, or the ones you haven't given us? Are you dumb? Are you
the
really
ones on the
stupid?
Google server, mate? Like they're there for everyone to be able to search.
So we are literally going to go round and round in circles with him appealing to consensus. Maybe you'd like to reverse the burden of proof again and tell me to get them, or appeal to consensus again, or revert back to telling me I haven't got photos. You're dumb as shit. You're a stuck record. Have you only got the arguments of debunked 6 times to repeat continually? Is that what you do, stuck record parrot? You've got no other words of comprehension. Don't you understand what's happening here? Clearly not. Maybe repeat the same. Maybe repeat that I haven't got you the photos, everyone else knows they're out there, or that I haven't given you photos.
Mate, the ad homs aren't going to work, mate.
That's not an ad hoc. There literally wasn't even an insult in there. I didn't call you a complete moron. I pointed out that you reversed the burden of proof and got me to get them, or you're appealing to consensus, or you're saying I haven't given you the flat earth proof photos you asked for. So we've done that 7 times, and you're telling me I'm ad hoc. What's an ad hom? What's an ad hom?
Well, you call me a parrot, so that's like...
Yeah, because Because
Is
you're
that the man?
repeating
Like, what's that got
things.
to do with my
Yeah,
argument?
it's an analogy. Parrots repeat things over and over again. It's an analogy, not an ad hom. You keep repeating things. 8 times. You have used burden of proof reversal fallacy, appealed to consensus, and then moved off topic to something apparently I'm making a claim about. You've done it about 8 times. This is the best you've got. You are cognitively inferior. You don't know how to process what's happening. So you're stuck in this same analogy, record groove that goes round and round and round with you using the same argument and me smashing it 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 times. Some of the fundies, I think it was Conspiracy Cats, I had him whooped around with the same argument more than 100 times. Now you're on 8 times. That's because you're merely cognitively challenged. Some of you fundies are so indoctrinated that your argument that's been debunked, in this case, photos that don't exist that you haven't presented, and an appeal to consensus, or an appeal for me to get them for you, or, when that's pointed out, telling me I haven't got flat earth photos, is going to be an argument that you will never move away from, because you are cognitively incapable. Thick! That's not an ad hom. I've detailed why you're thick. Stupid. So I'm not ad hominem you. I'm not avoiding your coherent argument you've presented and just calling you stupid. That would be what Rumpus does. Ignore all arguments and say we're stupid and don't understand. I'm detailing why you're stupid, how you're cognitively repressed. Not an ad hom, mate. Any response to that? You incorrectly identified a fallacy. Unlike me, who's identified all of yours aptly, and you've ignored all of the rebuttals.
I was talking about when you call me a parrot. That was the only
I've
ad hom.
just explained this for the love of God.
This, buddy.
It is an analogy because on 8 occasions I've explained the flaws and fallacy and you've repeated it. Now, by analogy, that's what parrots do. It's not an ad hom. An ad hom is me ignoring a coherent argument you presented to me and simply calling you stupid.
Can I
Do
talk
you
to
know
that
what an
guy? He's
analogy
much more
is?
calm.
This guy's so stupid. I'm done with him. We're not even through housekeeping.
Do you know what an analogy is?
Of course I do, mate. Come on.
So explain it to me. What is an analogy?
Well, he was saying that like I'm like a parrot, like I repeat things like a parrot. Like
Yes,
a parrot.
exactly. So
but not all
literally
parrots
a
repeat
parrot.
things.
He didn't call
right?
you literally a parrot. That could be considered an ad hom if you, for some
The
reason,
analogy is
interpreted it
that
like
you're
that.
repeating things without understanding them. You keep doing it over and over.
That's not what an analogy is.
How do you think you're doing, globosexual? Do you think you're doing well here? Just out of interest.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you'll retain your fundamentalist sphere belief regardless of what happens. I understand that. It's called zealotry.
Well,
You could also try
you're
to
coming
just
to
retract
conclusions
your
without
claim
really
that you have
knowing me.
photographs.
I'm also here to possibly learn. You don't know that.
Oh, God. Look, you made this claim about photographs. You could just say, look, I haven't presented these photographs. I'll retract the statement because I don't have them. That would fix a lot. How about that?
I suppose I could say that. I don't personally have him. I didn't take him. But I mean, yeah, everyone can Google him.
Jesus H.
I mean,
Christ.
let's not play
That's
stupid.
number 2 on my list, mate. That's the 9th time. You're doing what's called an appeal to consensus. How slow have I got to say this?
Listen,
I'm at
losing
9
brain
times
cells
telling
here,
him.
mate.
9 times! Maybe if I call him a parrot, he'll tell me I'm ad homing him.
Listen, I'm losing brain cells with this guy, Nathan. Can we move on?
This guy's a general representative of the globe religion.
I
This
don't
is
know,
a general
but
dude.
he backed down on almost everything. He even pretty much said, okay, I don't have any photographs. He doesn't have any claim. He doesn't have anything. So at this point, Admittedly so, which is more than I can say for some other Globers that will never admit anything, no matter how blatantly incorrect what they said is. So, yeah, we should move on, in my opinion.
Fine.
I've
Any
been
evidence?
asking you guys to move on, but Nathan seems to just want to dwell on this.
Yeah, because I asked you why you have a sphere belief, and your answer to me was because of the photos.
And I told you why.
The photos.
Yeah, if that's not satisfactory for you, then move on. I told you it wasn't scientific evidence.
I didn't ask
You
for
just want to
scientific...
dwell on it because you want to
You're
make
not
a
listening.
big fuss about
Sorry,
it.
I didn't ask for... Why is he strawmanning me? No, I didn't ask for scientific... When I asked the question, I even qualified whether or not it needed dumbing down for you. Any signs of Earth curvature? You really need me to dumb this down? That's what I asked you. Now you're inserting scientific evidence. What the hell? Have you got some sort of... Are you hallucinating? It's not what I asked you for. Have you got a hearing problem? It's not what I asked you for. Have you got a comprehension problem? It's not what I asked you for. I even qualified the question after you seemingly didn't understand it. Well, your seeming misunderstanding and my qualification has led to you now inserting this word. Are you hallucinating?
So we're going to continue to dwell, are we? Guys, let's move on, yeah? Like you said,
Excuse me, I
you've got
run the
more
show.
questions,
I
more
will keep
housekeeping
you here
questions.
as long as I choose. You're my toy. You know, like a little puppy that I'm moving around and training. That's you. My
Well,
toy.
I'm glad I'm entertaining for you,
You are.
Nathan.
You
Glad.
are. You are extremely entertaining. But don't tell me when we move away, Tim Osman. Eat your heart out.
Well, it's just a suggestion. Your mate Ranty there was going on
Thanks for your
about. He was
suggestion.
losing brain
So,
cells. We don't want
back
him
to
lose
your
brain cells. No, he doesn't
fundamentalist
have that
belief.
many.
Yeah. Thanks for your suggestions on how to produce my show. Back to your fundamentalist religious belief in sphere. Beyond the photographs that after 10 occasions pointing out your fallacious reasoning, is that the only thing you can appeal to? A consensus opinion about photographs you haven't presented? Is that it?
I mean, you don't really need more than that. I mean, it's black and white, you know. I mean, I don't
Black
want
and
to
white.
dwell on this. I mean,
That's
keep
it. So
going back
my
to it.
question isn't getting answered. Is that it then? So that's enough for you then? You're not. What more do you
That is
need?
enough
I'm
for
not.
me,
I'm not.
Nathan. That is enough. Are you satisfied?
Mate, the problem is you have comprehension skills, so I'm qualifying something. Not what more do you need, which is how you phrased it. No, what more do you, as in I'd like to hear what I, in the third person in this instance, you, accept. Is there anything else you, as an individual, don't throw it out to consensus again, accept beyond that? Is that it? That's enough for you? The consensus opinion about photos we're yet to see, or study, or debunk, let's be honest.
That is enough. That is enough for me.
Oh, wow. Wow. So the same standard as people believing Narnia is real then? That's as good as it gets for you. Okay. Zealotry runs thin in your brain. That's amazing. How sad. That's all you need. Some people need very little brainwashing. No wonder everyone's been tricked. The level of stupidity and cognitive processing is in most cases the same as this guy's. Very poor. That's enough for me. Good for you, you deep skeptic, you.
That's the perfect example, Nathan, of why they believe that what they believe.
Yeah, that's
They
good
believe
enough.
because they want to believe.
Everyone else thinks it, and it's good enough for me. That's what he said. Amazing.
Not really. You can see in this conversation that he cannot grasp what's going on. He doesn't understand.
But he does feel enough beef with it to not step away. Because he already admitted he had no arguments, pretty much. He was honest enough to admit all that, but then after that, he wouldn't just step away. He still had some beef with us and his straw man view on our model, which we don't lay a claim to. So, yeah, is what it is.
He doesn't own his arguments. It's all consensus driven. So when pushed to prove something, he wants to move on because he hasn't put the time in.
Still got a few housekeeping questions. Any evidence you can have gas pressure without the necessary antecedent of a container to press upon for all the fundamentalists who believes the sky is a vacuum?
No, no way. Yeah.
No? Anybody?
All the gaseous weight they love to claim is not going to prevent all it from pushing off into the presumed to be there outer space vacuum.
Yeah, the gas would
Well,
fill space.
the vacuum is no longer necessarily in outer space now, because I mean, people like Zanuck will say just the differential in pressure requires a vacuum. So I was like, oh, so we just live in a vacuum now, just because there's differentials in pressure.
Is that what's
And
going
that
on
could-
now? Wow.
Yeah,
Redefining what a
this was
vacuum is.
yesterday. Yep. So we just live in a vacuum. That proves vacuum.
Hmm.
Don't worry about the air. It's just a pressure differential, so that you can count that as a vacuum.
Right. I don't think that gas pressure argument holds a lot of weight.
Yeah, it does. Metaphorical weight meaning gravitas. No? That got even less of a laugh, clearly.
Boom, boom.
This could be a problem for anybody who believes that there's photographs being taken from this region that can't possibly exist, called outer space. Hey, there's nobody here that believes in photos taken from a region that doesn't exist.
Who believes that?
No, I don't. I don't believe there's photos taken from a place that doesn't exist. That would be silly.
Do I believe that? I don't
Don't know.
believe that.
Don't know.
I said
Don't know
they
what
were
you
just
believe.
taken from high altitude.
What do they show?
Come again, you sort of cut
What do
out.
they show? Do they show us gas pressure without a container? Because the sky is asserted to be a vacuum in the heliocentric sphere world religion.
Yeah, some assert that, some don't.
It's part of the religion. It's not that some assert it again. Why is it that you're immediately going to consensus opinion when it's laid down in stone?
I mean, I don't know what's up there. I don't know if they'd really tell me the truth about that they're in space, whatever that is. That to me, like, a lot of the footage just seems like there's a lot of mistakes in it. But I mean, hey,
Who cares? The footage has come from a place that doesn't exist. A place that is claimed to be a vacuum. Whether or not people understand or think it is or isn't is irrelevant of their model, which claims the sky is a vacuum. Doesn't matter if you understand it, appreciate it, disagree with it. That's what it is in that model. If you're on a sphere flying through a vacuum, you're on a sphere flying through a vacuum. You don't have to like it, and it's total bollocks. Because the gas we breathe would fill that vacuum pretty rapidly. Called entropy.
so if I believe the Earth is a sphere, then by default I need to believe in space.
It's part of the heliocentric sphere religion. Part of the rhetoric. Doesn't matter if you accept it or not. It's part of the rhetoric.
Do I have to agree with all of it, though?
Is
All
that
of the
even a
rest?
real
Good
Do I
question.
have to?
Hold on, Chocolate. Good question. Do you have to agree with the priests? Well, no. I know the sky is not a vacuum. The gas we're breathing would fill the space. I don't agree with them. Do you agree with them when they tell you the sky's a vacuum, Mr. Sphere Believer?
I mean, I don't think they can prove it. So I don't sort of go for that, to be honest.
Okay, that's
That's
fair
what I
enough.
said.
Bit of a
Those
problem.
photos, I'm not saying they're taken from a space or whatever. They're just like high altitude. I mean,
What, the ones they say come from space?
You-
So we're back onto these
Not
photos. So you
I'm not
accept...
saying they're from space, mate. Like,
No,
like I said,
you're
I'm
not saying anything. You've not given us Jack. We've covered that. God, this is like
He just
pulling teeth.
admitted that he recognizes that those photos are faked, pretty much.
No, that's where I was trying to lead him. He's saying, no, I just decide that even though the place they're claimed by the person who's given me the photos isn't real, I'm going to decide that's just high altitude so that I can continue with my zealotry and accept the photos anyway. No, they're claimed to come from space, mate. Somewhere that's not real. Now, you can accept that space isn't real, but then still accept the photos that claim to come from that place? Well, that makes no sense. Your religion doesn't seem to make a lot of sense at all.
I think he pretty much
But
tried
they're
to...
not taking photos of space, are they? They're taking photos of... They're not taking photos of the Narnia or whatever you're on about. They're taking photos of...
Globo.
I mean,
when you see
I
a
get what you're
picture
saying.
of
They're taking them from
Globo.
Narnia, but they're looking towards the Earth. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I see. So
they're not taking photos of Narnia.
So, okay. So, if I go to Narnia to take pictures of Earth, the pictures I take from Narnia are real because the place I'm taking them from is not real. Is that what you're saying? Surely.
No, what I'm saying is that you can say you're taking the photos from Narnia and just be lying about that you're in Narnia because you can't be there.
Yeah, you can say you're taking the pictures from space, but not actually being a fake place at all. Ergo, the pictures.
Well, just like you can say you're taking the pictures.
Why are you interrupting me, mate? Is it because you can hear a devastating point being made? Is that your cue to talk
No, sorry, I didn't know you
over
were
me?
talking.
Yeah. So if the
No,
place.
my apologies. Go ahead.
Why are you still talking through me?
I'm on mute.
If the place the pictures are claimed to have come from is not real, then the pictures are not real. You can't take pictures from a place that isn't real. Don't you get it? Hello? Nobody's taking pictures from Narnia. Narnia's not real. Equally, somewhere that violates natural law, a sky vacuum, is equally somewhere that you can't take pictures from because it doesn't exist.
Look, I know it doesn't exist, mate. I'm not saying that.
So all the pictures that they present from that place that they've claimed are of pictures of a sphere Earth are all bunk.
Just because they're saying that they're in space doesn't necessarily mean they're.
No, they aren't. That's a fake place.
Well,
if I say I've got a picture of Aslan and it's from Narnia, you can automatically assume that that's fake. Picture of Aslan. Because Narnia ain't real. Equally, I can discuss how the lamp works when you go through the wardrobe, or the mechanics of the wardrobe, and claim to have a picture of the lamp and the wardrobe from Narnia. But I haven't, mate, because Narnia's not real. And likewise, space ain't real. And any pictures that are claimed to have come from there are automatically fake, including, but not limited to, all pictures of Earth as a sphere.
If you say so, Nathan.
Not if I say so. If I say I've got pictures of Aslan from Narnia, you can automatically discount that that's true because Narnia is not a place I can go. If I can't go to space, I can't take pictures from there.
But
Neither can they.
We're not talking about pictures of Aslan. We're talking about pictures of the Earth.
Yeah, from a place that isn't real. From a vantage point no one can get.
So the Earth is a place that isn't real?
Yeah, the pictures of Earth from space.
Yeah, but you're not getting it. I'm not saying that space is real.
It's going back to the word analogy that we spoke about before, right? It's an analogy. How Narnia doesn't exist. Well, the vacuum that you're taught about does not exist either. That's why it's analogous.
Yeah, I get that.
Right.
That, Mr. Chocolate, I get it.
Did you just say...
What's the problem?
I'm not taking photos of Narnia, right?
No,
I'm
because it
taking
doesn't exist,
photos
He
right?
doesn't
of a
understand
place.
At this
He
point, I
said he
think he's
understood.
just trolling. At
He
this
doesn't
point, I
understand
think
an
he's just
analogy.
trolling, though.
It's not trolling.
I'm
He
not
doesn't
trolling,
understand an
mate. I'm
analogy.
just
He's just been
tired,
asked, do
yeah?
you understand an
You
analogy?
cannot be this
It is.
dumb.
He didn't understand what an
It's
analogy
almost
was.
1 a.m.
Oh,
Hey?
here we go.
It's time for your bed then. You better
Go
go
to
to
bed
bed,
then.
mate, and put your head down.
No,
Yeah, just before he
well, that's what I
just
kept
before
saying.
he
You guys
goes,
carry
I've
on to the
been
next
patient.
question. Stop
Yeah,
dwelling.
I have something based on what you said, if I may. You said you do not necessarily believe that the pictures of Earth are from space. You said it could be high altitude, right? You said that.
I did.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When these high
You
altitude
may.
pictures are taken using a fisheye lens versus ones that don't use a fisheye lens, what do you see?
I haven't. I don't know. I can't. I don't know whether they've used the fisheye lens or not. I mean, the ones without it, obviously, you don't see it further. I mean, like, who's to say? Who's
Well,
saying? You can't really
when the
verify
weather
any of
balloons
the.
when the weather balloons
Hey?
go up, hang on, very simple.
Yeah,
Go
but
to
I
your
mean,
consensus page, Google, and when you see the weather balloons go up to 120,000 feet and the Earth is flat as a pancake, and then you see Felix Baumgartner go up and you match the height at each level of the weather balloon and the Felix Baumgartner footage, one's got a fisheye lens and one doesn't.
Okay, I'll take that little gap to shout out Cynical Skeptic. So he says, I will be posting to my channel in a few days the most devastating proof NASA faked the moon landings. That's the fact that they can't travel through a fake medium. But there we go. Maybe you've got that as your fake proof. Not fake proof, your proof of faking. Thank you very much for the super chat, Cynical Skeptic. So there's 3 dots next to Cynical Skeptic. Next time he makes a chat message, click those 3 dots, go to channel, subscribe today.
Yeah, I just want to also say that Cynical Skeptic was the guy that sent me a bunch of hard drives, so I was able to back up all my data that I had.
Oh, wow.
So thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Cynical Skeptic. It cost him a lot of money to send it over from America, and he sent a bunch of hard drives, like I say. So excellent guy.
Thank you very much, Cynical Skeptic. Really, really appreciate your support. But yeah, click those 3 dots next to his name, hover over Cynical Skeptic, go to his channel, subscribe. He's going to release a video in the next few days.
I also want to shout out Brian's Logic, who will be doing a presentation on my show tonight.
What time?
Thanks, Randy.
10:30 tonight. So he's going to be doing I've got it up and ready to go.
So be
Do you want to
here
say a
or
little
be
bit about
sphere
it?
on the Ranty Flat Earth YouTube channel, where he will have Brian's Logic at 10:30 p.m. UK time, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard. I might be off by now, hopefully not. But be here or be sphere, Ranty Flat Earth channel, 10:30 UK time tonight.
The title of the show is Angular Size Change, Occultation, and the Diffraction Limit.
It's an occultation. I meant to put in visual occultation. Basically, it's kind of an apt time for it, I think, because although I have it made with several months, it's an apt time for it because there seems to be in the debates at the moment on other channels and on this one, there seems to be a lot of talk about what we can see and curvature and refraction and all this sort of stuff. So probably a good time for it.
Excellent. I look forward to watching it.
Thank you.
More housekeeping?
I suppose. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth as a helicopter goes over me?
Was it spinning fast now? Did it?
Didn't seem to exhibit any deviation, apparent or otherwise. Molten iron core? Anybody?
No. There's just diagrams of it, Nathan.
But did we cover scientific evidence of gravity? I don't think we did yet. Scientific evidence of gravity? Anybody?
No.
I had a pilot try and tell me about gravity yesterday, all right?
I'll
But
tell you
he couldn't define weight.
what. Okay.
That was the end of that. He begged the question a few times, and then he disappeared.
Well, that's
How
probably
could
the
the
best.
how could the pilot not know how to define weight when he flies airplanes that cannot exceed a certain weight?
Yeah, well, he first I got him to admit there was no drop. Then he tried to beg the question. I tried to claim gravity and the curved atmosphere. Then when I asked him to, uh, back up those claims, he started begging the question, and then he started telling me about lift and drag and weight. And he couldn't define weight. I defined weight for him, and he kept bringing up weight. And I told him, "There's no point." Like, I just said, "Stop with weight." I just defined weight for you. So like he couldn't do anything. He was just he said you must be on drugs and you're really stupid, you're an idiot, all the usual nonsense. But he couldn't go anywhere. And he's got a channel with 84,000 subscribers. And he even has books out. So he's popular in some way.
Hang on, back. Hey, Brian, back to your conversation with him. He
Yeah.
has to define weight in the same way his manual for the different types of aircraft he flies have weight charts that say you cannot exceed this much weight. So he must define weight in that manner, right?
Yeah, he was attributing all weight to gravity. It was hard to get. It wasn't really coherent what he was trying to do. But basically, he was trying to prove gravity by talking about lift and weight and drag, and that was basically it. He was trying to prove gravity by how a plane flies, and I went through talking with him about the medium it's in and all the rest of it. But he just couldn't. He couldn't define, like, when it came down to weight. He was trying to use the word weight as proof of gravity, and I showed him how weight had nothing to do with gravity, got to do with density. And he couldn't, and I told him, I ended up telling him how the plane flew. It's ridiculous. This guy's books out. It's stupid, isn't it?
No, you were the co-pilot he needed when he wrote those books.
But I haven't looked in at his channel, so what he might have done, now I didn't look, what he might have done is either hid my comment or he might have made a comment without pressing the reply. I've caught a lot of people do that, where you have an Ethereum throw with someone, it's not going well for them, and so they'll comment underneath, but they won't press reply. So anyone reading it looks like they got the last comment in and you ran off. But that, they do that kind of stuff. So, but he was desperate. It was just like, oh, you're on drugs and this, that, and everything. It's just, you're stupid. And he told me you need to get a physics book and an English book and all this kind of nonsense.
He dismissed your argument like excess baggage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Good
crazy.
one, Brian.
Like, yeah. But someone's going to read it. If he didn't hide it, someone's going to read it. Like, and it doesn't look good for him. Being a pilot, it doesn't look good for him because he dismissed someone originally who asked him a question. How come you don't fly with the nose down if you're going over a curve? Now I know there's a bit of an argument there because that doesn't necessarily mean drop. There's other ways to bring drop into it, but he just said we fly with respect, not with respect to the ground, but with respect of air pressure. And he didn't give any more than that, and he kind of fobbed off the person as if the person was just someone who didn't understand, didn't know. So that's what I originally pulled him on. I said altimeters. I said don't account for drop. And then he started arguing with me. But I posted it yesterday in Master B, but I posted it yesterday in Master B, so you'll see it's the last post I made in Master B. But if anyone wants to look at it, they can look at it. But he's an idiot. Like, it's hard listening to his video, like, because it's the usual generic, like, flat earthers are stupid and all the rest of it. But he didn't prove he was smart, to put it that way.
Fair enough. Do a quick plug and a shout out. So, burn fat till my stomach is as flat as the earth. Thank you very much for joining as the latest Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member as a lion. So periodically I will shout out those of you who've joined at lion, hyena, unicorn or Yoda level, and maybe a couple of the penguins. So those are the various different levels that you can join. If you want to join as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, then there is a join button. I believe it's now on Android devices and PCs, so there's a little blue join button. If not, there's a link in the info box on both the secondary channel info box and on the main channel. So there's just a channel membership link that you can go to if you can't find it potentially on an iPhone. But there we go. So be sure to smash that join button if you do want to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member. Another shout out to Burn Fat Till My Stomach is as flat as the earth. This is also one of my Patreons, so thank you very much indeed for joining as a lion once more. Burn Fat Till My Stomach is as flat as the earth.
Be quite interested to do a channel membership only day where only the channel members can actually comment in the side chat. That'd be quite fun.
That will happen with time, I'm certain of it. It might be the case that I have to press the magic button. I've not even programmed it in yet because I just don't think it's necessary, but I'm glad I've got the facility and don't need it, as opposed to need the facility and haven't got it and end up doing what a lot of other channels have to do, which is banning everybody. And obviously I don't want to do that on this platform. I'd much rather have, you know, a position where the chat's so toxic that I go, right, you know, this is the point that you should just ban everyone, but no, I can just turn them all off, and that will hopefully give everyone enough time to cool down without banning anybody. It's a very effective tool. I've seen it being used. It's excellent. It really is excellent. Obviously, it benefits me financially. It's support for me. I need that. So, yeah, obviously, I'm grateful for that too. But, yeah, I'm just pleased that, you know, like I say, once maybe every couple of weeks or maybe once a week, I'll do a full shout out of... I won't be able to shout out all the penguins. It'll just end up being, you know, a 20-minute shout out session. So, you know, I'll set up the membership so you can join at the absolute cheapest level as possible to be a channel member. But that just means there's going to be lots of them, which is great, but just more than can be shouted out. And what I think I did last Friday was picked a couple of random penguins and just shouted them out because they're bigger channels, or more members at least, more subscribers rather. So yeah, I'll do that again. I'll just shout out a couple of random penguins and I'll do a big shout out for all the latest channel members.
Members is a good idea because when people hear members, they want to become part of it. You know, that kind of way. People want that. It's like, I want to be a member. That people want to be a member of a club. You know, that kind of way. They like that idea. So I think it's going to be a good idea going forward. It's going to help you and it's going to help the channel. Definitely. People want to be members, don't they? They want to have that status. You know, even if obviously they're helping out the channel, they want to be members. It's just a natural thing. You know, you want to be part of that group. You know, you don't want to be an outsider.
Yeah, outsiders, join today. No, you don't really lose a great deal if you're not a member. You know, you just in that situation where the chat's getting toxic, you might get turned off, and that might annoy you. But ultimately, you can still come back when it's turned back on again. Yeah, there's going to be members only videos. There's already a couple up. But you know that's going to be for the mega fans of me as an individual, as opposed to people that like the Flat Earth debate and want to become a member of that group as a channel member. So yeah, there is going to be that, you know, small group of people that literally want to see me doing a special just for them, and they'll get that too. You know, with time, I'll put more and more members only videos up. But that wasn't the main reason for me doing it. You know, I do have that facility also through Patreon, and I say the same as I did then, which is you're probably not going to get a great deal of content out of it. I try and just publish it all to YouTube for everyone. But by the same token, I still want support, and I still feel that there is a benefit to being able to interact with certain content that others can't, and having certain benefits that others don't get at a fee. Now, that said, I've made the fee as cheap as it can possibly be, and pretty much given all of those functionalities to the cheapest option. So it's like if you do join, you can still, you know, enjoy members only chat and all that stuff, because that's the prevailing reason for doing it. So I don't want to alienate people by saying, no, it's $10 to join minimum. It's like, well, yeah, that might be the mercenary way of doing it, but it certainly wasn't what I was hoping to achieve out of having a members only facility in the chat room. But I'm chuffed that I have. Yeah, hey, I can't express how pleased I am. Actually, I'm absolutely made up.
Well, even if 1/3 of the subscribers become members, that's going to become is it unicorns? Whatever is the lowest one. I mean, that's going to be a big benefit.
Yeah, penguin. So lowest is penguin, then it's hyena, lion, unicorn, Yoda.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Cool. Probably a nice note to actually round out the live show. So once again, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who did smash the join button or super chat button, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. If you are watching on Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. But unfortunately, as I say, if you're watching you live on Nathan Oakley 1980, this is where we bid you farewell. Another massive thank you to all of today's Discord and G+ panels for making this live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley. Stay tuned if you're watching on the premiering stream, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!